The Fairfax County Annual General Fund budget is more than $3.5 billion, which serves its more than 1.1 million residents. The majority of the funding comes from real estate, personal property, or what is often called the car tax, as well as other local taxes. Every winter, the county goes through a rigorous process to determine the most effective use for its funding for the next fiscal year, which begins on July 1. It is also important to note that by state law, Fairfax County must have a balanced budget each year. As you can imagine, putting together a multi-billion-dollar budget is a complicated and ongoing process. Throughout the year, the Board of Supervisors, the county executive, and agency directors receive input from residents, businesses, and organizations to consider different priorities for funding. A new budget process formally begins in the summer when the general direction is provided to county agencies as they begin to prepare their budget requests. Then in November, the county executive and school superintendent presents their forecast for the upcoming budget to the Board of Supervisors and the school board. The budget forecast provides residents, elected officials, and county staff with a reality check on expected tax revenue and significant funding needs. At the same time, the Department of Tax Administration is gathering and analyzing information on real estate assessments, which determines the real estate tax base and more than 60% of the county's revenue. Many other staff throughout the county have been continually analyzing and providing information on the status of other revenue sources. The next significant step in the budget process is when the school superintendent presents a proposed budget to the school board in January. This is significant since the school's budget accounts for more than half of the county's budget. At the end of February, the county executive formally presents his proposed budget to the Board of Supervisors, which is also called the advertised budget. The Board of Supervisors begins a review process of the advertised budget, holding budget committee meetings, meetings with constituents, and a series of public hearings. In March, the Board of Supervisors reviews if it will be necessary to raise the real estate tax rate to meet the county's budget needs and priorities. At a meeting, the board will formally announce or advertise a tax rate. It is important to note that this is the highest tax rate that the board could approve, but not necessarily the one that will be approved in the budget in April. At a meeting in mid-April, the board will go through a public process called markup, where they agree to and make changes to the county executive's advertised budget. The changes are incorporated into the budget, and at their next scheduled meeting, the board will formally vote on and approve the budget. This is what becomes called the adopted budget. This adopted budget becomes effective on July 1. You can find detailed information on the current budget as well as the budget process online at www.fairfaxcounty.gov/budget.